Hey everyone, this is future Harpreet. So, a little intro here. This is a podcast episode with my friend Mario Di Palo, real estate broker, owns a real estate brokerage, a real estate investor, and also is in the mortgage space as well. And I sit down with him to chat about his story and learn a little bit about how he got to where he is today. And at the end, so this was about a 30-minute chat. And at the end is a bonus episode where my friend Arslan Koso, owner of peristyle.ca, a real estate media company, he sat down, he was there. So Mario asked him to hop on, and Mario and Arslan had a conversation, and I chimed in a little as well. So a little 2-in-1 for you. If you're listening to the audio version of this, excellent. If you're watching this on YouTube, there is no video part for the bonus part. That bonus part is just audio only. So let me know what you think. Check 1 2 3 1 2 3.
All right, we're back in. Okay, yeah, we're working.
Harpreet.
Okay.
All right. Camera's recording. All right, here in Vaughan, we're in Woodbridge today. We're with Mario Di Palo for another episode of Entrepreneur Talk. Mario is a real estate broker of record. He owns the Homelife Kingsview Brokerage here in Woodbridge. And Mario's a real estate investor. Mario's an entrepreneur, has lots of business experience. And we're going to get into it. We're going to hear from Mario. We're going to see what it takes to be successful. What's it take to be an entrepreneur? What's it mean to be an entrepreneur, right? So Mario, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Wow, that's it's hard to say who you are. You know, we're still evolving as a realtor in today's market. So I don't know. Started out a long time ago. When you say long years.
Time, when did you get into anything related to real estate?
1984. I think I was 19 years old.
1984. You're 19.
I did the first phase one. Yeah.
Okay, so that's when you got started taking the courses?
I took the course, phase one, and then I took a little break from that and got into other
fun activities?
Yeah, other things, trying to make a living. At 19 years old, it's kind of hard to get it going.
So we're at 1984, Mario, you're 19. Well, let me ask you this. Let's even go back.
Yeah.
In high school.
Birth.
Did you go to high school?
Yeah, very briefly.
Very briefly? Did you go to college or anything?
I did not go to. I went to RIA College, real estate.
Was that around back then?
Yeah, RIA was, yes.
Okay, interesting. But okay, so what kind of kid was Mario in high school?
Oh wow, high school. Okay, so I think we got to rewind a little bit more because
even before that, middle school.
Everybody has their own story, right? Yeah. Everybody has a beautiful story to tell and how you got there and the motivation that made you go. So I guess starting out. 10 years old, my mother passed away from cancer, brutal. Wound up in a foster home for about 10 years old till about 15.
Okay.
Wound up moving on my own with one of my foster brothers.
How old were you?
I was 15.
Wow.
We started out at Jane and Finch.
Jane
right?
and Finch.
Not a pleasant area to start your life out on your own, but made it work. And then tried to finish high school. That high school that was around the corner there, Westwood, I believe it is.
So it's early 80s.
Yeah. So that didn't really pan out.
Okay.
So grade 10, I think it was. It was time to give it up. I was working 3 jobs and trying to finish high school.
What kind of jobs were you doing?
Ooh, I was car jockey. Then I was
car jockey.
Car jockey.
Okay,
Car jockey. No. Car jockey. Moving cars around.
Right? Gotcha. I did that.
Yeah. Just in the lots. I wasn't, I didn't really have a license.
You go on the road, eh?
No, I didn't. Not licensed.
Okay, so what else are you doing? You're in grade 10.
Yeah.
So you're moving cars around in this
parking lot. At nighttime. I was a night cleaner in a club when it closed down for what else I do? And I was at a gas station. That was an easy gig because I used to sleep during my shift.
It was full service gas station?
No, it was I wouldn't go. I was in the kiosk at the midnight shift there from was it midnight to 5 in the morning? That's where I catch my sleep.
Window? People just slip the money in?
Yeah, that's it. I used to get bang on the window, wake up. Okay, here you go. That'll be $20, please.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know a lot about that.
Yeah, well, things change, right? And then so
this is grade
15,
10.
right?
So where do you go from there? So how do you what do you want to do? What's Mario thinking?
Didn't really think, just keep surviving, trying to, make ends meet at the time. And then real estate caught my eye, and I figured, hey, you know what? I didn't need to have a high school education, diploma, and you need to be 18 years old. And so I was 19 at the time. I decided to enroll.
Okay. So to get into real estate, you just had to be 19.
18,
18.
I believe. Yeah, and Canadian citizen. And that was it.
That was it.
So that was like right up my alley.
Like
you, right?
You had those two things.
I was good. That was the only thing I needed.
Okay,
so
cool.
It started from there. And then we took the course, and then,
I remember we were talking like you got into real estate, then I think you stepped away from real estate and came back to it later.
Yeah, I wound up stepping away, doing all the other odd jobs, and then I got back into it.
Tell us, what kind of odd jobs? What are you doing?
Just like garbage jobs, whatever you can do. And then I eventually, I wound up doing appraiser. I wound up taking a course for that.
Okay.
Getting a candidate membership.
It's like in the 90s?
Yeah, I didn't. It wasn't for me, but they didn't pay that much. And then property managed for a little bit for industrial commercial. And I guess I got licensed, fully licensed in '99.
Again.
Yeah, I went back and completed it.
You finished everything.
Then,
so
licensed, yeah.
You're working as a property manager, commercial, industrial properties.
Yeah.
What made you like, hey, I want to go back. I want to do deals. Were you seeing people around you in real estate?
No, I can't work well with other people. I think I'm best working on my own, right?
Right.
But other than then I started out and I got licensed, and one of the instructors said something to me that just resonated, right?
What did they say?
It was like I haven't seen her in a while, but she said that, you know what, I got licensed. I didn't want to be like everybody else, a salesman. I wanted to better myself. So I started taking courses, and I got my broker's license. And then that just sparked a fire.
It just sparked something. You're like,
and then you know what?
I can do this.
Yeah. You know what? 2 years later, you had to be full-time before you can write the broker's exam.
Right.
You had to be full-time 2 years, right? You had to do your articling.
Okay.
So 2 years went by. I was permanent status, and I wrote the brokers right away. And then from there, I went on my own.
Really? Just like that?
Yeah,
You're
just
on
like
your
that.
own.
I went there for about a year or two, and then I bought a franchise, Homelife. And
like real quick, 0 to 100 real quick.
Well, yeah, and I liked Homelife, right? Andrew Zimmerman was nice, Joseph Lowe, corporate there, and their supporting staff. So they're excellent people. They've been good to me. And that was back in 2007. We opened up Homelife, Kingsview. I was Kingsview, right?
You were just like Kingsview.
Just Kingsview Real Estate Inc. Yeah. And then I figured if you can't beat them, join them.
Right.
And I wound up with
Homelife.
Yeah. Okay. So, and then we're transitioning into the luxury market. So, and it's a good brand. So
So you've been doing all this, right? So now we went really fast. So you went from being in a foster home.
Yeah.
Working odd jobs.
Round. Yeah.
Trying to just make ends meet. Yeah. Right. And fast forward like 20-ish years.
Yeah.
You have your own brokerage.
Yeah. I know.
How did that feel?
I don't know.
Did you ever think back on it? Did you take time to reflect on it? Like,
I don't know. Sometimes I don't, like you say, sit back and reflect on it. It just, you look back and you say, well, that was just my life. That's how happened. I had to do it. I had to go through it. Right. And then like motivation, what motivates you? And I tell people all the time, like, listen, there's things that will get you down, whatever, but you got to keep going. If you fall, don't fall backwards, fall forwards.
Right. I've heard you say that.
Right. You hear all these things. You hear, life's not a lollipops and rainbows. Like you hear the Stallone say that. It's great things to say. Right. But you need to stay above everything and just keep positive. If you're not positive and moving forward, it's going to cripple you.
Did you make any mistakes in that time period? Like when you think back on it, where you're like, these were mistakes, or did you think of them as like, as you're saying, falling forward, you're like, they were learning opportunities?
Yeah, they were learning, because when I started in this business, I went to a big company. I don't want to say. But,
I know.
We all, everybody
big
wants
real
to.
estate brokerage, right?
Right. Big real estate brokerage. And no training was really available. It was like baptism by fire.
Right.
I went in, they had about, a bunch of agents who were there, and I said, hey, how you doing? Where are you farming? Oh, I'm going to farm the annex area. Hey, you can't do this. This is my area. Don't be. I was like, whoa, hold on a minute. Like, this is kind of awkward.
Yeah.
So I said to myself, you know what?
It was it's salespeople, but that's salespeople being competitive, right?
Yeah. It was like, wow, what a cutthroat business. Like, if I ever go on my own or anything, I'm not going to do this to other. I'm going to make sure, agents are going to get trained or, network and that. And funny thing, when COVID hit a couple years back, about 3 years ago, the guy I started with, the owner,
right.
I don't want to say his name,
right.
I guess.
I know this story,
right?
So, yeah.
I have to say it.
You got to tell the story. Tell the story.
I don't want to drop any names or nothing.
So but no names, none of that.
Yeah, he came into my office. So
this is the guy you worked for when you first started?
When I first started, right? Came into my office. He goes, "Hey, how you doing? I'm, such and such. I'm with this company."
So he had no idea who you were?
No idea, right?
Wow.
So I was like, "Hey, how you doing?" I go, why don't you bring your agents with me and come? And I had at this time, we had about 40 some odd agents, right? Come bring them over and, you work under, hit me. I looked at the guy and listen, I go, "Hey, I used to work for you when I first started this business. And this is the first time I'm meeting you. I never met you."
Wow.
Right? Back when your office recruited me, I never met you. It's my first time. Now you're coming in asking me if I wanted to join. I go, "You know what? Thank you. But we're doing fine. We also own a mortgage brokerage, right? So we have that going with Prime Line Mortgages, right? And which just kind of felt good. And then that was the moment where reality set in and said, "You know what? Wow, I came this far, and now somebody's actually trying to jump me, trying to get me going with them." So it's it's a compliment, I guess. But
I would say so.
Yeah. So it's kind of a strange way of reflecting and saying, "Hey, this is how far you come." But I'm still. Sometimes you think, "Hey, thank you for
still learning."
Yeah, still learning, and still accepting people and this brokerage that I've established. The policy is like a love all, serve all. So just come and see what you can do. I'm not here to gouge you for commission splits or anything. And the marketing, like about yourself, like you got a great marketing program going on. And we also have the guy behind the scenes here. We're going to be talking a little bit about what he has to offer. So,
So that's interesting. But I want to, Mario, people watching this, they might be from, they might be 17, 18 years old. Maybe they're in high school or, they've been working. Maybe they lost their job or they're trying to transition into something, right? Because you've had other businesses as well.
Yeah.
So what can you tell those people? Like, I've talked to a lot of people and a lot of them have this anxiety of making a decision. Like, I want to start the real estate courses. I want to open a business. They spend a lot of time thinking about it instead of actually making the decision and doing it. Do you have any advice for them? Like, how can they actually have like a framework or like just do it? I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah. Well, it's a plan. You have to have a plan. So you have the idea, right? Now you got to implement that plan. So first step is what you need to start to get going, right? What do you think you need to do? You want to get into real estate? Obviously, enroll in the course. Take the course. Once you're done the course, how to start marketing yourselves.
But I find a lot of people just spend a lot of time on the plan. I'm planning. They don't do.
Yeah.
So how do you go from knowing I've got a plan and it's time to actually do something? Yeah.
Well, I don't know. A lot of people, it's the initial first thing that you need to first prioritize. What do I need to do first to get that initial step out that door or open that door? I'm done thinking about it. I have my ideas are done. Put it on paper. It's on paper now. What's that first step one? Right? So that's where you have to achieve it. That first step is the hardest because you're going into the unknown. You don't know if it's going to fail or succeed, right? But what is it? They say favors the bold.
I know what you're saying,
right?
But
chance or favors the bold.
Okay,
right?
Yeah. Chance favors the bold.
Fortune favors the bold. There we go. That's what we're after.
Let's get this guy on the podcast.
Yeah. That helps, right? But that's what happens, right? It's the first step you do. Once you get going and then things start going in place. So it's like this business that we're in real estate. It's all about marketing yourself, right? You got to first hit your sphere of influence, your family and friends. Start there. Then the referrals start coming.
And they might say no. They might say, hey,
I get
you don't know anything. I don't want to buy with you.
Right. No, you know what? You just tell them you got a team of people working behind you. If you want, I get you that answer. There's always ways around
like, you got to be okay with people saying no, right? Like you got to be okay you got to fall forward. All right, I'm going to find someone else.
That's it. You got to keep going. How many times have people said no to me? All the time, man.
More no's than yeses.
Right. You figured a person, what are the odds of me making it instead of being in jail right now or something like that, right? Foster homes, no education didn't happen. I'm not, I'm not the...
That's true, huh?
Like
from I guess people that you grew up with, some of them might be in jail, no?
Yeah, probably. But I just left them behind. So that's the thing you got to decipher for yourself. You got to either, are these a good influence in your life or are they going to be bad influence?
So the people you surround yourself with.
Exactly right. So if you're going to surround yourself with winners and successful people, chances are that's going to happen to you. It's going to rub off on you.
That's like in your personal life, your business,
exactly
everything.
So, and motivation too. You got to be motivated. What motivates you? What motivates you to get up every morning, right? You're not going to die. If you were to wake up going, hey, shit, today's the day I'm going to die, you're not going to want to wake up. Right? You don't want to get out of bed. At least, you're waking up going, hey, today I'm not dead. Let's make it. Let's make something of yourself. It's whatever works for you, whatever makes you go forward, whatever, motivates you. For some people, it's the money. Yeah, the money's going to be good. I'm going to provide for my family. I'm going to have a better lifestyle. Right. I'll have more freedom, more stress-free.
So you got to know what's in it for you. That to figure out that fire inside of you, I guess.
Exactly.
Right?
And then everybody's, I'm helping people achieve their dreams and that. You know what? That is true. That's part of it. But what really is why you got into this business? Right. It's a lifestyle. And how does this lifestyle portray us? They think we're glam, right? We're rock stars. We count money every day. We're driving fancy cars and we're living in big houses, right? But in reality, we're trying to market ourselves. We're spending money and time on videos and TikToks and Instagram posts and
learning, education,
updating all the time, right? There's things changing in the industry, like code of ethics we're changing. Now REBA is turning into TRESA.
Right.
What does that stand for? The Trust in Real Estate Services Act.
Right.
How are they changing that? You've heard of some topics on what is it now, representation you're mentioning?
We're talking about representation, but that's the thing, right? People don't see the behind the scenes, right? And I think that's with a lot of things. People see on Instagram, oh, this person's living this lifestyle. They're always on vacation. But you're not seeing what that person does every day, maybe to be on vacation, right? And maybe some people live this vanity of a lifestyle, which is fine.
Yeah.
Cool. So a lot, what I'm taking away is this framework. So people got to understand their motivation. They got to be able, that first step, they have to figure out what the first step is and just do it.
Making that first step, moving forward, that momentum to that first step is key for you.
Right.
For anybody, I think, to start doing something, to get going. You see all these other geniuses that make, I think Nietzsche said it best. There's two types of people out there, the ones that are going to make the difference and the expendable masses, right? Do I want to be an expendable mass? I'm probably one of those expendable masses. I'm not one of those ones that are going to make a difference, like a doctor that's going to save a life, right? I'm just a regular schmo trying to maybe help people. In my world, I feel like I'm helping people.
Yeah.
Right.
You always meet people. They're always sometimes you meet people, they're in a certain situation, they have to sell or, they're getting separated. So now they got to find new places. There's definitely opportunities, I think, to help people. But let me ask you this, right? So you've been doing this for a while. You've had your real estate brokerage. So once people take that step, right, they find some success. So how can they kind of start to look forward and invest in themselves, their future? So what do you do? Okay, now maybe in real estate, you got a couple deals under your belt, or you have a different business, you're starting to make some money. What do you do then? How do you start to, invest and
diversify.
Think about the future?
Well, you built some equity in your property, whatever you have, start diversifying it, right? Start, leveraging out equity, start buying properties or opening up different businesses. Or
do you think it's important for people to at least buy, if they're renting, own where they live? What do you think about that?
You can listen. I first started out by buying a triplex. I didn't live in it. I rented. I rented an apartment for about $850.
So you're renting somewhere else, $850.
And I had a triplex in Riverdale. Beautiful place on Langley Avenue. I wish I still had it now. It was a semi, 3 separate meters, 3 units.
Okay.
And I was like, I'm on my way to being a landlord. So I did that. And then my next property, I bought my own place on King Street, a loft for $152,000 back in 1998.
Wow. King Street, $150,000.
800 King Street West.
Wow.
800 square feet. Yeah, that's probably worth about over $1 million bucks now.
Over $1 million for sure.
I bought it for 152,000.
Wow.
Right. So from there,
so you're building equity. So you're buying, you're building equity in the property.
Yeah.
So you went from having that triplex in Riverdale. Did you use that equity? Is that what helped you then get into that loft?
Yeah, sure. Well, I had a little bit of others saved up. So I did worked that, saved up, and then took the equity out of another property, bought another place, and wound up, doing the same thing and
it wasn't overnight though.
No, it takes time. You can't start doing, like within like 4 or 5 years, you start building and moving and going.
Did this all just happen, or did you have this plan like, hey, I'm going to be a landlord, I'm going to have a triplex, I'm going to buy more properties?
It just, you know what, it wasn't a plan. I just figured, hey, this is pretty good. I'm enjoying it. Hey, okay, I own a house. It's trying making money. I was clearing money every month, so let's do it again. Let's try and.
This is when you were the property manager. This is when
I just started into real estate. When I just started getting licensed, I'm looking. I networked with other agents, and I started.
So you kind of started meeting new people. You were kind of like changing who you're hanging out with. Maybe.
Yeah, just changing, evolving. It's a constant evolvement, right? And where do you want to be in life? You don't think about it. I just do. Like there's some people that are doers, other ones that think, procrastinate. There's other ones that are complimenting, like, okay, you know what, you're the dreamer, I'm the banker behind it, or this is the numbers, I'm the numbers guy, hey, let's do this, right? So I always had that ambition, right? And then I got married, and my wife there helped me with the back end of it,
like the home side of it,
the paperwork part, right? The tracking and so
all that. Okay.
And then I started learning from that.
So make sure you're getting rent and expenses.
Yeah,
and all that.
I'm learning. It's always a learning process. And once you start holding on to property, you know what's going on, and you have to deal with tenants and tribunal, keeping tenants happy, and maintaining.
And did that personal experience help you in the real estate business as well? Like when you got into sales, was that something that helped you?
Oh, absolutely. Because then you can always talk about your experiences with your clients, right? Hey, I'm into investing. I bought, I have a triplex or a duplex. Are you into something like that? Hey, yeah, I am. Okay. Hey, this is what you want to watch for, and what about tenants? Well, you know what? Usually you screen them and what have you, so there's different things.
We talk a lot about like that competent service.
Yeah, exactly.
That personal experience gave you the domain experience, right? You were the expert because you did it yourself.
Yeah. Practical knowledge, right? Just hands on. And plus places that you buy, if you can see yourself living in that unit, then hey, it's a good. Other people will
somebody else might see themselves.
Same thing. Because when I started out, I was renting places all the time. So
okay. So here's the thing. Right now, you're not getting anything for $150,000 on King West. So if somebody wants to start, right, they want to get their first property. Maybe they're living at home with their parents. They're renting, but they want to become an investor. Where do they look? What do you think?
Precon's, I think, another aspect and another shining star in this down market.
So, like, let's say somebody doesn't know.
Condominiums is what we talk about, right?
Pre-construction condominiums.
Yeah. So that's usually on precons. You can probably get into the market, like a soft way of getting in, where you would lay down minimal down payment.
Okay.
And it progresses over time. Like you start off with 2.5% in 30 days, and then the remainder of another 2.5% in, say, 6 months later, and then another 2.5% a year later. So that way, at least on a purchase price of $600, you're looking at maybe laying out 10-15%, so about 80-90 grand.
And that's over
a period of 3 years, right? Yeah, and the project will start launching, start building, and be ready in, say, 4 to 5 years. And those prices
start going up too, right? If you get in early enough.
Exactly. So you start making equity, you build in that first equity in 5-6 years, you can either have the opportunity to sell your assignment, which a lot of builders now are giving assignment sales, right? Which is free.
So what's an assignment sale?
Assignment sales, you can sell your deal that you bought prior to it being registered in your name, right? So, and usually builders, they'll charge you for the assignments, but now
they want to get in on it.
Now, for incentives for buyers, they're saying, you know what, we'll give you the free assignment, but just pay our lawyer fees.
So you're saying right now there's more perks because maybe it's a slower market.
Yeah.
So, I worked in pre-construction, right? I worked with 2 brokerages where we exclusively did that.
Yeah.
And I always told people it's like a forced savings account.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Like you're putting money away into this for a couple of years. Mm-hmm. And then even now there's some, the mortgage side, but there's some lenders that are lending on the whole value of it, right? Mm-hmm. So you don't have to, you can even get that down payment back. I've heard of some programs.
Yeah. Yeah, you can. It's a good way to start. Like if you have 30, 40 grand saved up for the initial year, and then you can save the opportunity to save up as time goes.
Right.
It's a great way to break it into the market. Or another area too is grabbing yourself a duplex. Maybe you can live in one unit, rent out the other one, the basement.
Are there any markets like outside of Toronto like that you see are maybe good value?
Yeah, we're seeing like Hamilton is another place that's booming.
Okay.
Right. There launches are happening there now where builders are putting in Louis Vuitton furniture in their lobbies. Right.
Yeah.
So
it's not only in Toronto anymore. It's not in Yorkville with the Hermes lobbies and all that.
Right. And the cool thing is some of these buildings now are getting sophisticated where they're being smart buildings, where they're having EV charging stations and bike storage.
So you've seen this in Hamilton?
They're having in Toronto. So it's a new trend that we're seeing. And,
and I'm seeing a lot of people that go to like even like London, like Woodstock and like
Kitchener. Another place is Kitchener, right? Barry's starting to, boom.
Lots of condos going up, I've seen.
Yeah. There's the levies are getting ridiculous now. So and the infrastructure in Barrie, it needs to improve. So it's a little pricey going into Barrie, but we're seeing it expand exponentially.
Right.
So it's
you had a listing there recently, or like a personal property? Was it?
Yeah. I bought a condo in Barrie off of Little Bear Lake.
Okay.
It was an assignment sale. I bought it a couple years back.
You bought it as an assignment from someone else?
It was someone else that bought it, and I bought it off of them. I was, wanted to get into that condo market and try and find, condos under 600.
Right.
2-bedroom, 850 square feet. You can't find that in Toronto. So I even now I'm expanding to Florida. So
you were telling me about that.
Yeah, it's you're getting 900 square feet for 380 on the beach. So it's about 380 US, around 500, 510 Canadian for 900 square feet on the beach. You're not gonna, find that here.
Is that where you're gonna retire, or is that
eventually? Hopefully, yeah. Just start buying income properties there, right, and then have 3 or 4 there maybe if it works out. So use the income to.
So you don't have to invest where you live. I think a lot of people are like, I want to invest. I live on King West. I want to invest on King West. I live in Scarborough. I want to invest in Scarborough. So you think it's okay, like invest wherever the market is?
I think it's your tolerance level too. Okay, so when you say where the market is, the market in Canada has been hot for how many years now, Harpreet?
20, 25.
Right?
Yeah.
And we're seeing outside investors coming in. We're seeing Asian investors coming in. We're seeing American investors coming in. We're seeing people from Europe coming in.
Yeah.
Right? And buying our market, buying our real estate. Why we're resilient. The price has been going up, right? But now we're so good, we're starting to,
we got hot.
Yeah. So then you're going to see the bubble burst. Is the bubble bursted? We're thinking.
I got into real estate like over 10 years ago. And I met people back then selling pre-con in like Regent Park or something. I remember Regent Park was cheap back then, 200, 300,000. I remember some of those projects. Yeah. People were saying, this is too expensive. The bubble's going to burst.
Yeah.
Those people are still renting.
Yeah. You know what? The bubble bursted, but it just blew up again.
It was going up. It got down a little. It burst. But it didn't go back down to where it was, right? So that's what I've noticed. Every time it comes down a little bit, but it always peaks higher than that. So I think long-term Canada is going to be, I think, a safe place, and that's what people see.
Still a young country, right? What are we, about 162 years plus tax, 184?
Oh, no. You're going back to like grade 10 in history, right? High school.
We're 162 years old plus tax. It works out to 183.
183. Okay.
So there we go.
So that's awesome. Like I didn't know a lot of your stories. So that was like very interesting.
Yeah.
Just, like, see where you've come from, and we're in your office. You're in a brand new office here in Vaughan. And
we moved into a nice new location. So bigger digs.
You get more agents in here.
Yeah, we have over 50 agents working here. So it's good.
If somebody wants to, invest in Woodbridge and invest in pre-construction, is that something you can help them with? Like, what about commercial real estate?
Commercial, yeah, we do commercial as well. We can help them leasing. We have a listing now on Oakdale, 400 and Finch.
Okay, in
about 14,000 square feet.
Okay.
Currently a tire.
So, that's like a lot of your experience. I'm working. When you were the property manager working in commercial.
Yeah. That's industrial and commercial.
So you have all this experience, did all of that kind of come together? And it was like, you're a landlord, you have that experience, you're working commercial real estate, appraising, like, how did all of that like kind of help you?
Just kind of goes in brokerage, mortgage, right?
And mortgages as well. Yeah, we didn't even talk about any of that.
Yeah, it goes hand in hand. I mean, I think I got immersed in when I get into something, I get fully immersed in it. So I wanted to see where it takes you. And it's part of it's part of your job, right? It's part of how you can make some money in this industry, right? Yeah. There's so many facets of doing it. You can be an investor. You can be just, holding properties. You can flip properties.
And you kind of do everything, right? You've kind of done everything.
I haven't gotten into flipping properties, buying and flipping, because that's a whole new animal right there.
And that's something I want to do, right? Maybe in the future, right? We've talked about that. But like, you're right. Like when I got into real estate, I wanted to do everything, but it was like 2010, 2011. Yeah. And I had to become a marketer, right? Yeah. I had to learn how to market. I had to learn how to use social media to get in front of the right people. So I think we're very similar in that way. And where can people find you?
You can find us at 111 Zenway, Unit 6, Homelife Kingsview, real estate brokerage. We're at Homelife Kingsview on Instagram. Facebook, same thing, at Homelife Kingsview. Or you can call me directly, 416-277-5469. Or you can call the office at 879-SOLD.
879-SOLD. Is there an area code with that?
905. That's where we are. 905. 879-SOLD.
Shout out 905 Shooter.
What was that?
But no. But yeah, awesome. That's it.
Right.
Mario.
Okay.
We'll wrap there. That was good. You want to jump on this with Mario?
Yeah.
Come here.
This is nerve-wracking, man.
Yeah. How you doing? This is Mario's first interview podcast with Behind the Scenes. We're with, can you introduce yourself, please?
Yeah, sure. My name is Arslan. I own a media company called Peristyle.
Peristyle?
And we basically specialize in real estate media. So
nice. How'd you get started in doing that?
So it's actually a long story.
You look like a young kid, man. What are you like? Like just out of high school or something like that?
No.
Jeez,
So it's not too bad. But
young people nowadays, I know all the Instagram marketing techniques, the tools and all that. Yeah. I'm having a hard time with the dial-up phone, man. I'm still on dial-up with my internet.
It's all about practice, right? I guess.
I'm that old.
Yeah.
So sorry. Go ahead. I rudely interrupted you.
No, it's all good. I don't know. I've been doing media for a while now, since 2011, I guess.
Yeah.
So I started I went to Ryerson University.
Oh, I know where that is.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
TMU now.
That's right. It's a new place.
So I went to school for business, and then I just joined like a student group in Actus, it was called, and I joined for media, basically. They just had me like running around taking pictures and stuff, and that's where I sort of fell in love with it.
Yeah.
And then Ryerson's like very good with like small businesses. They have like an incubator called the DMZ.
Nice.
Where they have a bunch of small businesses out of there. So I started working with a bunch of companies there, started making videos for them and stuff. And then at first I was just doing videos for free.
Right. How it always starts.
Yeah, right. They gained traction. A lot of people loved it. And then the businesses that I was working with were like small. So it was like they didn't have budget. I was doing free videos.
Right.
And then
that's how it always is with small entrepreneurs. They don't have budget. Hey, can you help me out? Hey, I love your work, and
I was
how
hungry,
much?
Right? So
I was like, we'll take it.
Let's do it.
Yeah. I got $38.28. I've been divorced twice.
Hey, I'll take it.
Why don't you ask them for the cash?
Yeah, so basically that's what I was doing, making free videos. And then I had a trip to Kenya as a part of Enactus. So
wow, Kenya. Were you a fast runner? I heard those lions are pretty quick there.
They were pretty quick.
Yeah, right? That's why they're all these Olympic champions.
Yeah, we live with the Maasai. I don't know if you heard of the Maasai village.
No.
Yeah, so it's like these warriors, basically. Maasai warriors. Yeah,
so did they give you ink markings or something? You got a tattoo?
Oh, they're crazy.
You should have.
They're the ones with the necks. They have like the little.
How about tattoos? You get a tattoo when you're there? You could have got a tribal tattoo. They could have done it the old school way. That would have been pretty cool. I would have put it somewhere where nobody sees it.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
My bad. Yeah, so I went to a trip to Kenya. This student group in Actus, we basically like.
What'd you do in Kenya? Why'd you go to Kenya?
So I was getting there, right? Well, we have a program where we teach them entrepreneurship skills. So basically, there's a bunch of small shops there, businesses with
in Kenya.
Spice in Kenya. Yeah,
and you couldn't have done this in Scarborough. Let's say they could use the help. You had to go to Kenya, worldwide. So really broadening your horizon. That's awesome.
So the program that I was part of, we went to Kenya. The main thing with them is just teaching them business skills. So everyone had like their own businesses, but everything was the same. No one was differentiating marketing wise. So we basically went there, taught them like how to differentiate yourselves, create new products. So they would sell like these donuts. just plain donuts. And we're like, oh, why don't you like inject honey in them?
Ooh.
Make up honey donuts.
Why not?
Right.
And they started doing that?
They started doing that.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
And then what did you do? Like start videotape? Hey, this is how we're going to. And then you said, hey, this is what we're going to do for you.
Yeah, basically. So we had to present like, to enact this, like you have to sort of like do, it's like a competition where you have to like compete against like other universities and stuff.
Okay.
And so, like, explain.
So who are you competing with? What other universities?
Every university. McMaster was UFT.
All just Canadian or Ontario or?
It's around
the world.
Yeah. So that year that I went to Kenya, we actually won the national competition.
Wow.
And we got to represent Canada in Cancun, Mexico.
And Cancun, Mexico, I'm sure you really represent. Okay, Sturgeon. What kind of representation were you doing there? Were you doing like video? Were you videotaping your parties?
I was,
hey, oh, you were too. That's like, hey, it's part of it.
That was my job, right?
That was your job. Okay, exactly. Everybody hides behind. That was my job, videotaping parties. Awesome.
That's what I mean. I'm always the guy behind the camera, right? Never the guy in front of the camera.
Well, now you're in front of it and you're explaining some of the stuff. How about I show a video that you did for our good man Harpreet here? I'm going to bring him back in here. Which one? This one's got over 1,000 hits on it.
Yeah, go for it.
So,
is it audio or?
Yeah, we'll turn it up. You made me. Here you go. Okay, so now we've seen some panning of the city skylines. There you go. 318 of that. So this is the kind of things you do. You go and do some
neighborhood. Yeah, exactly.
Right? So it takes some time to videotape and edit. What kind of equipment are you using on this one? Good high-tech stuff?
Yeah.
Like what are you using? Like a Kodak, Polaroid?
Panasonic.
No, you don't have that little, you blow on it.
Pentax?
Here's your picture. No way.
I think that's, way past that.
Okay, so excellent. Let me turn it down a bit. I want to deafen it. Okay, there's another good video. We got a few other ones you shot, pretty much all of these.
Do the one, go. Yeah, this one.
Ooh. So this is the type of things you need to do.
I feel like a lot of realtors should
start doing videos, right?
Exactly.
This kind of topics and questions, and this is what you do for them, right?
Yeah, it's all about virality, right? Like you could
Content.
do paid, you could do paid ads as much as you want, but this type of stuff is natural, so
right?
It's like it's organic.
And then you help
basically.
you guide. How long does it take to do something like this? Like you want to do a quick video or
that one? So we took that out of how long was the conference? Like 3 hours. Yeah, it was like a 3-hour conference we took.
Yeah. See, start taping. That was good. You got other ones?
Go to the first one. Go back.
Go back.
Or just like cancel it. One before that. Perfect.
So here's
that one's pretty cool too. Yeah. I like this one.
Blue Elephant. When did that happen? It used to be a Blue Elephant.
They are now Berkshire.
Oh, is that right? Wow. So that's same like with those discount brokerages there from Hamilton, Comfrey turned into Purple Bricks.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Yeah, they're pretty big corporation there. Yeah, luxury.
Warren.
Yeah. That's it.
I remember when that happened. That was pretty big.
Mm-hmm. So here's some of the things you're doing on the video, which is nice camera work you have there. Nice capturing of the unit. And the city skylines that you have in there too. That takes a bit of time to do that. So what else do you offer with when you're doing this?
Basically anything for realtors, right? So we do social media posts mainly.
Okay.
If you're listing photos, drone stuff.
Yeah. Drone. That's getting pretty popular now.
New, yeah.
You like doing the drone part?
I like it. Yeah. It's not bad. Adds like depth to the video, basically.
Yeah. Right. It's very popular with that.
We do like TikTok reels basically for through like the iPhone.
Yeah.
And then, just social media videos for realtors, exactly what you saw with Harpreet, talking to the camera, and then editing it with captions and stuff.
Right. There's a whole. Okay. So what's the next big project you're working on, or what's happening? Anything coming down the pipeline? So how would somebody get a hold of you then? Like say, hey, how
Peristyle.ca. Or you could hit up the Instagram as well, peristyle.ca. That's
how do you spell that? Spell that out.
Peristyle. Peristyle, have you heard about it before? It's like a Greek architecture, basically.
So how'd you come up with that name?
Just trial and error, I guess. I wanted to do something with real estate and just see.
And it worked.
And so that sort of stuck in my head. And basically I loved it.
So, and you've been going strong with that ever since.
Yeah.
So
just started.
So this is good for someone like me with the agents that need to get them involved in Instagram marketing and seeing what you've done with Harpreet.
Yeah, I was hoping some of your agents could be here. We could like shoot some.
Yeah, well, we're gonna do another podcast. I'm gonna bring him in here. I'm gonna show him what you offer, right, as well, and what Harpreet can offer in the training too with the marketing. So Harpreet, want to explain a little bit about your marketing? What you got going on?
Talk about marketing, right? So marketing, everyone wants to get people, right? And Mario, you know this. The thing with real estate is, I got a mic.
Oh, nice. He's all prepped.
Okay. This guy's got all digital tech here.
But that's the thing, right? Like, this is a microphone. I can pull this out anywhere, plug this.
There you go.
Right? So, you know the success.
Yeah.
You have to meet more people. You don't meet new people.
People business. People person business.
People person. That's like anything, right? Even with like any business. So, social media, it's easy to get. You know, you do that thing though with your dog,
broker and Bentley tour. Here, I'll try and pull it up.
Right? So Mario takes his dog with him to showing, and he posts that as content.
Okay.
Mario's like, what dog is it?
It's a mini golden doodle.
Nice.
Mini golden doodle, and Mario has the dog with him, and it brands it as Broker Bentley Tours.
That's really cool. Yeah.
So the broker is Mario and Bentley dog, and he joins them for tours with his clients, right? So they're very like candid, like videos, but like you're super comfortable sharing this kind of stuff, right? Where I think a lot of salespeople they get caught up in like
quality,
right?
Yeah.
But quality isn't how it looks. Quality is the value that you bring.
Exactly.
Yeah.
How long did it take you to record that?
It didn't take very long.
Seconds, right?
So
like,
what's the excuse, right?
And just add it in.
I don't know what to post. I don't know what to make.
Yeah. I have one of my agents. He's wants to he just got his broker's license, right? So very happy with that. And now we're trying to get his game up, right? Okay. We're trying to see. He's been doing his own videos, and I'm looking at him going, you know what? I think you can do a lot better, but you got the right style and the content you're doing is right. But try not to, do it off the cuff and, make it a little script for yourself and then do it professionally. I think you need help with that. So he was supposed to be here today, so I really wanted to introduce you to him.
There'd be more people.
Yeah. But what you can do usually the initial start, it's hard to get people coming into the office, right? And doing these things. So
we got all the equipment, but I think people need to just set aside time. Anything in their business. Hey, I need time. So once maybe have a certain amount of hours that they put out.
Yeah. You got to do something.
I mean, you could shoot 10 videos in a couple hours. Yeah.
And then that'll be for
the whole month,
exactly for your month.
Yeah.
So you can offer packages like this where you can let's start shooting different, bring some wardrobes with you, and we'll start different content, and then you can go and edit and do it yourself, right?
Exactly.
Either you get or you pay someone to do it. Quality is
Yeah, that's I see other videos that are kind of like, oh, I don't think you really want to put that video out there. Yeah. It's not very professional. It's like have your shirts untucked or something like that. Like
how many real estate salespeople?
Oh, this guy, 80,000?
Almost
80, a lot.
100,000.
Yeah, there's a lot.
It
used to be a lot lower.
So when I started, 40,000 people, right? Like something like that.
Damn.
So we're almost at 100,000. You said. I think quality is if it looks really good, but what you're saying doesn't make your shirt
right.
Right.
So what are some Mario?
How do I pull up your Instagram? Let me pull up your Instagram. Do you have an Instagram?
It's brand new, peristyle.ca. Go for it. Check it out. Let me see. I want to see what you think of the logo.
What are some?
In terms of social media? Nothing. I would just say be candid. Get a tripod.
So you're starting this new page.
Well, my stuff was mainly based off of listing photos, drone videos, and stuff like that.
Okay,
let me do it. Sure. It's brand new. It says like 0 subscribers, 0.
That's all right. Everybody starts somewhere.
Right?
And Peristyle. Here we go.
I don't know if you can see. Yep.
There you go.
It was never for free. $50. Oh,
You have
that's
to
like
start
2012 days. No
no more free when I just
Yeah.
climbed back from Kenya.
Yeah.
Okay, so $50 first photo shoot. What are they getting?
Listing photos.
Listing.
Yeah. So they're getting listing
Like
photos.
how
for
many
$50?
photos you give them?
You can get like 30 to 40.
30 to 40, and
Yeah.
they can put them on their MLS, right?
Yeah, exactly.
On their listing.
Exactly.
And then how about a video tour to add to that?
Yeah, so a video tour would be $250.
$250, and it comes with a video tour
Yeah,
and
so you get a cinematic video tour. The realtor could be in the video if they want.
Okay.
Outside of the house, just like introducing the house.
Okay, I've seen those videos where
yeah,
you
exactly.
just they
Yeah.
come, hey, come on, check out my nice house, right? And then
Exactly.
you from start to finish, you'll help them with that for $250.
For $250, exactly.
Oh, that's pretty good
Yeah.
price, right? And you
if-
give pictures to put on the MLS as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay. So it's a package.
That, and then if $250 is too much for them, what we do is we do Instagram videos.
Okay.
So that's $125.
Okay.
And that's basically it's like a virtual tour of the entire house.
Okay.
Is that like those ones?
Exactly.
It's kind of like fast forward.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and then you-
with the TikTok music as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's easily done, and you can help.
That has a high chance of going viral, basically, right?
Really?
So it's like
So for what was that for
125.
For 125, you
Yeah.
can do a house or whatever.
It's like
That's
a
pretty
60-second
good.
video, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Okay, and they really help make your
I would
image
say those
professional.
are the best, to be honest. Like cinematic videos are good, but they're not very like you would have to like run ads on them.
Yeah.
Whereas these videos, they're vertical.
Yeah.
So it's easier to go.
Okay,
viral,
there's a
basically.
difference with what you're saying,
algorithm.
right? See, algorithms, right? And that's an important thing with Instagram.
Yeah.
Algorithms are
exactly.
to bump your going viral if you
Exactly,
want, right?
yeah.
So what are you seeing
Virality.
trends happening now with agents and advertising marketing? I think that would be a good Harpreet and
I think the main thing is
man
they're sort of going away from paid ads and doing more organic stuff.
So how
when
do you
create,
get organic? Like, what are you talking about?
you
when
follow
say that?
trends. So basically, if you go on TikTok, there's like a bunch of
Mario
music.
and I we're not gonna dance. We're not gonna do the dance.
It's
Yeah,
not
I
about
don't wanna-
dances, it's just having the same music that's like viral at the moment,
Yeah.
having that included in your video.
And include
And so anyone who searches that music, your video would pop up basically.
that. Right.
So it's a chance of going viral.
You know, I was just heard of Ryan.
Yeah.
Right, Ryan.
Okay.
New York.
Yeah.
That TV show.
Yeah, he does a list New York.
Whatever,
Oh, okay.
right? So
That time I was selling something.
yeah, another one. But he was talking about like how they made a TikTok video about like this 20 or 30.
Wow.
And it sold because of
Mm.
TikTok. Some kids saw it. I went to their parents like, yo, you should buy this kid's house.
Right.
And it's during COVID,
Mm.
and the parents are like, oh, this looks interesting. They call their broker, and it was like a done
That's
deal
it.
without even seeing it from a TikTok.
Wow.
Something like that. Like I don't remember the full story.
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about? Like, is
100%.
that possible?
Oh.
100%. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I remember when Instagram was starting out, and I had a client. It was actually my neighbor across the street.
Okay.
I used to cut her grass and stuff, and they were when I first started in that neighborhood.
Is this the lady you were helping the other day when you told me you're helping the lady across the street?
No, I know. I always say that when I'm late.
Joking.
Yeah, I always when I'm late or something, I say I'll be right there. I'm helping an old lady across the street. But my neighbor across the street, I've known her when I first started moving into my house about 15 years ago. So her husband passed away, and then I used to cut her grass and maintain her property because that's a nice neighbor would do.
Right, yeah.
She used to give me meatballs, so I was
Wow.
like perfect. And then so it was time. Her son would ask me, want to sell the property. And I said, well, do you have any like Instagram presence or anything like that? I don't see any of that happening from you. I said, oh, okay. That's like, yeah, nobody
Did you know what Instagram was or no?
It just started out,
Okay,
right?
yeah.
So I'm thinking, oh no, this guy wants to start marketing Instagram, right? I'm thinking, it's just a phase. It's not going to happen. It's not going to catch on. It's just a waste of
It's
money.
a fad, yeah.
Right? And then sure enough, it's like same thing. Like, oh, you need a website? No, you don't need a website. Nobody gets a website in real estate.
Yeah.
You needed a website back then, right? So things are progressing like ridiculously now. So when he mentioned, do you have Instagram? I was like, I don't know. Now I have to start getting into it as a brokerage. You need to push like people like you say, hey, you don't know how to do it yourself? No problem. Get a professional in there, right? Get in there. It's $125 isn't very much. And that 125 is going to bring you back more than 125.
Exactly.
You can get 1 or 2 deals out of that. That's like 50, 60 grand. Minimal commission for an agent in real estate right now. If you're working with a buyer $1 million property is going to get you 25 grand. So what's $125 in a ticket? $150, right? $250 go for the gold.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're going to get these $3 million, $4 million listings and you're going to take a picture with your Polaroid camera.
Yeah.
You know?
That's what people do, right? They take pictures with iPhones. iPhone camera. Yeah.
Oh, it's horrible. And I see my agents trying to. Oh, you can't give me that. Like, I'm not going to put that on the MLS.
$50 for their first photo shoot.
You know, if you know, and it's so easier. And so many times when I hire a new agent, they get stuck trying to design their own business cards or make their own. I say, listen, don't waste your time doing that. Here's a template. Go to this website or this company. They do all our business cards pre-made. Right. Stop spinning your tires. Stop trying to do it. Call a professional. Call you. Do the videos. Get your professional photos done. Do the TikTok videos. You know, you don't know much about marketing. There's people in this business like Harpreet. Come over here and tell us what you can do for marketing for us, right? There's many things we can do.
You gotta go?
Just give us a quick thing. You took your mic out here.
Go for it.
All right, let's talk about marketing. So, like, here's the thing. Like, echo that, Mario. People get in, they're like, oh, I need fancy, like, a logo. I need a fancy for sale sign, and it has to match the wrap on my car. You haven't made any money yet, right? You spent all this money, and you haven't made any money yet, right? So, like, when I printed my first, like, actually, the first broker was nice. He actually gave me business cards, right? But he gave me like the generic ones with my name on it. And he's like, go do some deals, right? But I remember at one point, like I changed brokerages or something, just printed them at home. Like I got to do some stuff. I printed them at home. I cut them up with some scissors. I was like, get started, right? Like nobody really cares, right? Like nobody, quality is great. But when you're first getting started, you got to get some deals under your belt. I think it's important to like share the story, right? Like we all start somewhere. Right? We also, 100%, right? Get some good pictures taken, right? Make some videos where you're showing that you're knowledgeable, right? You know what you're talking about. Hey, here's me. Let's talk about the interest rates. You know, a lot of people, they just post a picture. Interest rate went up. Interest rate went down. If I'm like a regular old person.
That's true. I've seen that a lot. Yeah.
Like you're a regular old person, right? You're not like, you kind of tuned into real estate. Right. But like if you just see somebody says interest rates stay the same.
Well, they do market updates, right? Which is just like stats basically. But if you add your own twist to it, add a story.
So somebody's like, the average price is this and 30 houses sold in the last month.
What does that
mean to you?
Yeah, what does that mean, right? Exactly.
Right? So I think you have to like add to it. Like, hey, if you're a first time home buyer right now, interest rates are staying the same. So that means, you know, your purchasing power is staying the same. You know, get into it. Like tell people what it means for them. So I think that's what agents can do. And if you're getting started, I know you're not that busy, right? Like you're not showing houses 24/7. Right. You have lots of time to be like making content, getting in front of people. So you should be putting time on your calendar. Like here's an hour every day. I'm going to make a video. I'm going to post it, or I'm going to do it one day a month, or whatever. I'm going to book a day with him and like the whole day make videos. Like you have this, like can agents, like your agents, can they come in here and make a video?
Absolutely. Anytime they want.
Right? Like you got the beautiful set over there with the fireplace. Yeah. Like, you know, there's lots of opportunities, but if you're waking up at 12, not doing much, right?
Or you get overwhelmed going, oh, this is too much for me. Then what do? You call
Arslan.
Yeah, there you go.
Periscope. Peristyle. I keep on Periscope.
Peristyle for $50 gets you the photo shoot. For $150 gets you video. $250 gets you yard tours and pictures. So it's not that expensive to do it, and it gives you that professional image. And this image is everything.
I think we got it wrapped. So
there you
go.
It. Cool. Sweet. Awesome. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Mario.
Thank you, Harpreet. Thanks, Peristyle, for being part of the podcast. My first podcast, Harpreet. I appreciate that. And next time we come out, we're going to grab more guys. All right. Good job, guys. Thank you.
Maybe we'll do something with like.
Yes, I would.
100%.
Like I think.